I haven't had an ID since about 2000, about 2015, something like that. So I'm not definitely not new to this. I wouldn't say I've graduated yet because I have not attained and have gotten a certain amount of assets that I want to actually get my hands on. Literally, I have a lot of iVisa assets out there. You know, internet contracts and stuff like that. But I want to get my hands on some real currency. Um, you can't really access a lot of this with an ID. See, ID is how they get you. That's how they get you into the slavery aspect of it. Because now they can hold your commodities or whatever's in your name and use that and trade off of that on on the day market and then just put it right back into the bank. So you kind of are just like a walking bank account. And you're constantly giving out loans through your ID every time you use it in any way, whether you're going to work, whether you're driving in your car, or what may have you. You are functioning up under an ID and giving out probably thousands of dollars daily, if not more, just doing regular day to day stuff. So I started learning about this, and I was pushed into this uh, not by my choice, actually, not by my choice. I was pushed into this, and I'll go into that later. But what I found out is that you can make a lot more money off managing this stuff yourself. Um, However, there's a price you must pay. You're gonna probably never sleep. They'll probably call you every name in the book, you know, pagan, broke, whatever. The bottom line is that you become your own commodity, and they hate that. And then when I was talking about mercantile, see, you can access when it goes into mercantile. What I was talking about in the last video, I'm going to take you to that area eventually and go more into that. But when it goes into mercantile, you can actually access the credit that was generated that day off of your name. You learn how to monetize with that credit and get loans and be able to fund your own stuff. So that's what I learned how to do. And I'm going to go more into it in future episodes. But just know that the ID, the state you got it out of, all of this is what's going to create your profile. This is your portfolio. This is how you begin to appraise your value. What state that you get your ID from? You see what I'm saying? Like you could get your ID from one state and it's worth this amount, and then you go get you another ID from another state that's worth that amount. So eventually, once I get myself hands on enough finance, I'm going to issue IDs, and through, of course, the Moorish Divine National Movement, I'm going to issue IDs or even the Moroccan national movement, and I'll explain the difference to you. But I'm going to issue IDs eventually and show people, exactly how it is that you can profit, and we're going to profit as a group. That's where I'm going to move this until I decided to do it as a private hedge fund group through, an actual flag and a nation. That's what I want to eventually do but you have to have a certain amount of insurance and some form of a deposit. So that's why I say I have to get my hands on a certain amount of resources. So this is what I'm doing when I'm out here taking up donations, doing readings, whatever I got to do, to make it out here, trading, posting. I do a lot of stuff that people don't know, traveling, giving money, receiving money, so that I can eventually get my hands on that bond so we can go ahead and start issuing IDs and show how it's done, privately, of course. So stay vigilant. I'm going to come back up with more.